What's up guys, and welcome back to another man versus deer video. In today's video, I'm going to share 3 quick tips that are going to help you plan your next out-of-state hunting trip. Let's get after it.
My name is Matt and I live for moments like these. Guys, I killed the biggest buck of my life this morning. I'm far from an expert, but using persistence and a little bit of luck, I'm able to make some pretty cool things happen. I do my best to capture the entire harvest, the kill, the prep, and my favorite part, the meal. Because to me, it's more than a hunt. It's man versus deer. He is a mass monster. Holy cow.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out a man versus deer video. I post a lot of hunting videos and a lot of catch, clean, cook style hunting videos. If you're into that sort of thing, just go ahead, smack that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. So like I said guys, in today's video, I'm going to share 3 quick tips that'll hopefully help you see more success on your next out-of-state DIY style hunting trip. I've done a few of these myself. I picked up a lot of knowledge along the way, and I really think that these 3 things can shorten your learning curve and up your chances of success on your next out-of-state hunt. With that being said guys, we're going to jump right into it, and I'm going to share the first tip with you. Tip number 1 is avoid the easy tags. If you could buy that tag over the counter, it's going to be a tough hunt, plain and simple. Fact of the matter is, if you can buy that over the counter, so can anyone else. You can plan a hunt last minute. It's ultimately going to end up with more hunters in the field, more competition, and a lot of times because of the higher pressure and the higher amount of tags being sold, it's going to mean lower animal numbers. It's really tempting to buy that over the counter tag because it's there and it's available and it's fresh. But I'm telling you guys, if you'll plan your hunts out a couple of years in advance, if you'll put in for the preference points, if you'll do the lottery tags, you're gonna have a higher odds hunt and you're gonna have a better overall experience with more animals and less people. Moving right along, second tip I have for you guys is to be mobile. Most of the time on a trip like this, when you're out of state, you're going to be hunting an area you've never set foot in. And while I do recommend aerial scouting, it's not always correct. The terrain can look way different in person, or something may have changed in the meantime. I'll give you a good example. Recently I was in Nebraska chasing mule deer. On the aerial map I picked out 3 different forested areas that looked like they were going to hold deer. However, when I got to those areas, wildfires had come through earlier in the year and rendered all 3 of those areas unhuntable. But because I had turned the back of my crew cab truck into a camper and I brought extra food with me, I was able to keep bouncing from spot to spot until I found one. When I found one, I was able to camp there overnight and start hunting immediately the next day. Because I didn't have to rely on hotels or restaurants for food, it really gave me a lot more hunting time and allowed me to be a lot more flexible in my approach. And that's something that I would recommend to you guys. You never know how far you're going to have to go to find animals. There may be a lack of animals in the area that you're in, or high hunting pressure. There's a lot of reasons you might have to move around inside of a situation like that. But I promise you, the last thing you want to do is book a motel for the week and then be stuck to a certain area because you've got a lot of money invested into it. Be mobile. It's going to keep you in the field longer, and it's going to ultimately up your success. Brings us to our last tip, which is tip number 3, and that is talk to the locals. If I could emphasize or recommend any one of these tips more than the other ones, it would be this one. This is the one that you need to take away with you. Fact is, no one knows the animals that you're hunting better than the people that live there and hunt them year after year, season after season. And in my experience, most people are super friendly and will at least point you in the right direction. I have managed to have success on a couple of these out-of-state hunts, and the commonality between all the times I've had success and all the times I haven't is that on the times I had success, I was able to talk to a local and get some inside information. Case in point, a couple of years ago, I'm in South Dakota, driving logging roads looking for a Merriam's gobbler. Pull off on the side of the road and talk to a guy who's camping. He's been hearing birds behind him. Long story short, because I stopped for a second and talked to someone who was from the area, I was able to kill a bird out of state on public land that I'd never set foot on. So most people, like I said, are more than willing to at least point you in the right direction, and that can be pivotal in your success when you're hunting in an unfamiliar area. Well guys, that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. I hope there was something helpful in here to you. I hope that if you're planning or if you've been curious about a DIY style out-of-state hunt, that this video had something for you that you can keep in your back pocket and ultimately make you more successful in that endeavor. If I missed something, if you guys are curious about anything, drop that stuff in the comments. If you ask a question, I will respond to it. And lastly, I film all my hunts, guys. If you want to check out some of these out-of-state hunts, I'm going to link a couple in the description. And as this video closes, I'm going to have an antelope hunt and a Merriam's hunt from Wyoming and South Dakota that are going to show up in the suggested videos as this one closes. In both of those hunts, persistence paid off, talking to the locals paid off. Everything I talk about in this video can be seen in those two. I would highly recommend checking those out. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch a man versus deer video. Good luck in the woods. Catch you next time.